All right, guys. Jeff coming back to you here. I want to talk on cancer, what it is, how it's created, and how to get rid of it. What I'm about to explain to you, you're not going to hear in a hospital, at least not a modern synthetic chemical based application and treatment hospital. You know, the pharmaceuticals, the surgeries, the synthetic chemicals. Now, holistic hospital may tell you some of the things I'm about to tell you. These are the things that we should be using because it exercises our body's abilities. Trying to think of how I want to start this for y'all. Do I want to start with the mitochondria? Do I want to start with the detoxification? Do I want to start with the toxicities? Do I want to start with the deficiencies or the oversidities or the stress hormones? There's so many different factors that have to be acknowledged, that has to be taken into accountabilities. Because once we realize these factors and we take these factors away from the body, we allow for the body to do what it's naturally born to do, naturally designed to do. That's to flush toxins out of it. That's to rebuild and rebalance itself, given the correct elements are provided to it. Simplistically, it's water, it's minerals, and it's energy. Those are the three factors the body needs to sustain its foundation. This is where health is foundation. That's part of a quote I've had going for like a decade now. Knowledge is key. Health is foundation. Belief is success. Wisdom is power. I start with knowledge is key because to seek knowledge, to have a conscious mind looking for something, it's more likely to store the information. It's going to resonate easier. This is where the knowledge is the key. Knowledge is the key to open them doors. Then it's health is foundation, which I kind of just explained that. Your physical foundation is built off of your health, your nutritional intake, what you're providing the body. Then the third is belief is success. This is where your conscious mind creates biochemicals that have a direct, immediate impact on all parts of it, whether it's cellular regeneration, whether it's immunity responses, whether it's dealing with toxicities, whether it's dealing with having to create antibodies. This is, and it's fear, it's anxiety, it's stress, it's all these different biochemicals that are induced by thoughts and our experience and our environment. We must first, and this is where I said knowledge is key, your health is your foundation, your beliefs are your success, because what you believe you will receive, what you can think can manifest, does manifest. This is where your beliefs are your success. Not all successes are good. If you got a negative mindset, then you're going to be successful in creating a negative environment inside of you. Because you create things called cortisol being the most important. It shuts the immunity off. Like I said, it shuts everything down. It stills and uses your oxygen you need, the hydrogen in your blood you need. It's most importantly, you need oxygen to oxygenate. And this is where a big understanding people, you got your detoxification process, and that's flushing your body out. You got your hydrogenation process, where you're providing efficient amounts of hydrogen to create plasma in your blood. It creates the environment for your blood to be able to do what it needs to be doing. The oxygen, you need to oxygenate red blood cells to create mitochondria. They are the rebuilders. And this is where cancer is created. It's the lack of hydrogen. It's a lack of oxygen. It's a lack of minerals with deficiencies and malnutritions. It's once you understand, okay, let's just say I got somebody, and I actually do in my family, and I'm thinking how I want to sit down and break this down to her. This might just be the video, Anthony. What you're going to have to do is flush your body. And my recommendation would be a 72-hour water fast where you consume no solids. Because in a 72-hour period of just drinking water, you're going to be providing the efficient amount of hydrogen and the efficient amount of oxygen. Obviously, is what makes water H2O, hydrogen and oxygen, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. You're going to be hydrogenating your body, and you're going to be oxygenating your red cells. Your red cells are going to be busy dealing with dead cellular structure. This kickstarts cellular regeneration. Now, the important thing about this is the 72-hour period I normally put people through, because it's a nice starter, because you can do a 14-day, a 2-week water fast where you literally flush your body out. The human body will last a while in a deficient state, lacking minerals. But what it absolutely, absolutely needs is a vitamin D, vitamin C, hydrogen, and oxygen. Those are the key factors to flush and rebalance homeostasis, the creation of mitochondria. And then 72 hours, what I'll have you do is consume no solids, because in a 72-hour period, 70% of your immune system that it resides in your gut will rebuild itself in its entirety. I'm talking about the nerve endings. These are the things that send all the signals. That's what's inside of your gut. And it sends it up the vagus nerve into your brain. It sends all these signals to your brain. And just to throw this little bit of knowledge in there, this is where obesity and anorexics, this is where they have their problem at, because what their immune system, that nerve ending system, 70% of it that's in your gut, when it's sending signals that there's nothing beneficial, it's sending either one of two signals. It's either sending a signal to your brain saying, hey, we got nothing here for us, tuck this shit away till later. Or it'll be sending the signal, hey, we ain't got shit in here, pass this shit straight through the digestive tract, don't take nothing in. Those are the two different states that create obesity and anorexics. What was I saying? Oh, in a 72-hour period of no solids coming into your gut, taking in just liquids, just water, it will rebuild that nerve ending system in your gut in its entirety. In 72 hours, every bit of those nerves will be rebuilt. That's what the mitochondria is doing, rebuilding those cells. And the most important, the first it goes after is your immune system, because that's what protects you. That's what creates the white cells, and saying the white cells create the exosome cells that create antibodies. And its point being is 72 hours of nothing but liquids. What you do, the nerve endings rebuild themselves. You got a new immune system. And it kills off the Candida albicans, which is a negative bacteria in our gut. Candida albicans is what feeds diseases. Candida albicans is an acidic bacteria. And what you want, and this is where it's about frequency resonance within our human bodies. It's about things that resonate with our body or things that resonate against our body. The things that's beneficial to us or the things that break us down. And this is where diet has everything to do with it. After that 72-hour period of a water fast, and the steps I'll have you do is don't eat, obviously, first off, don't eat no solids. When you first wake up in the morning, 8-ounce glass of water, put it down, and don't drink tap water. Get you a good fucking water filter. Do not drink the fucking fluoride laced water, because that's not going to be good for other things. I'm not going to get into it right here. Oh, pineal gland calcification type fluoride shit. But the point is, drink an 8-ounce glass of water. Wait about 15 minutes. That will kickstart your systems. That'll get yourself working, and then you get you a glass or a bottle of lemon juice, or get you a raw lemon, cut you a slice of lemon, or take one big ass swig of lemon juice, and take one spoonful of a natural raw honey, preferably from around our surrounding area or your surrounding area. If you can't find one from the surrounding area, it's fine. Any honey will be good with the creation of prebiotics and probiotics to assist in the vitamin C to raise the hydrogen content. It's basically a hydrogen shot, literally. But the point is, that's going to provide extra hydrogen for your body to hydrogenate and create the plasma environment for your red blood cells. This is where people go donate plasma. They're taking it from the blood. This is what I'm talking about. This is what the body's creating. Okay. Once you get yourself in this balanced homeostasis, and stick with the steps in the day. I know I'm scattered here, but I'm trying to get all this different informational points out. You wake up, you drink an 8-ounce glass of water, you wait 15 minutes, you take a shot of lemon juice or eat a slice of lemon, preferably the juice over the slice because you don't want no solids going in. Take a spoonful of honey and drink nothing but water. And do this all throughout the day, drink nothing but water. And then at night, when the sun goes down, I will have you take a cup of salt, Epsom salt, sea salt preferably. Draw a hot bath, put that salt in that bath, let it dissolve, and soak in it. Soak until it's hot, not hot no more. Because what you're doing is you're providing a hydrogen-rich environment in the bathroom. Try to keep the doors closed. And that air that's going to be in that room is going to be the purest air you could breathe. It's an oxygenated room. Because when you put the salt in the water, it raises the pH. pH stands for potential hydrogen. When you hear somebody talking about the pH of something, whether it's a hair product or it's a swimming pool or it's an aquarium or it's a shampoo, pH is basically the measurement of potential hydrogen molecules in that substance. And this is what you're doing. And just to throw a little proof is in the pudding type thing out there. Every time you're sick and you go to the hospital and they say you're dehydrated, stop and think about that term. Dehydration. You're lacking hydrogen. So what do? They give you a IV PICC line with saline water. Saline water is merely salt water. If you add salt to water, you create a hydrogen-rich water. This is what I'm telling you to do within the bathtub, because what this does, it really hydrogenates the skin. It opens the pores. It flushes the toxins out, because that's what our skin's made for. It's to bring in energy with vitamin D in the sun, like a solar panel, and it is to flush oxygen or the toxins from inside to out. That's what it's designed to do. This is how you detoxify your body. Once you're through the cleanse, once you're through the detoxification, 72 hours, each night taking that salt bath after the sun goes down, because it's most importantly because it has to do with atmospheric pressure. This is why mostly when you're sick, you're worse at night because of the atmospheric pressure. It's a lack of the hydrogen or lack of the vitamin D in the air, the sun. The pressure is harder on us. So where was I? Okay, get through the detoxification process. Now it's the revitalization process. Now it is time to provide the body with the correct elements to create a couple things I'm going to break down here. Prebiotics and probiotics. When you eat live plants, fruits and vegetables, legumes, seeds, herbs, they are composed of water, mineral, and energy. These are the same elements we need. That we are the exact yin to yang to plants because they use the exact same elements that we recycle back and forth. It's not an accident. We put out carbon dioxide and they take in carbon dioxide and they put out oxygen, and we take in oxygen and put out carbon dioxide, and it's a cycle. The plants on this planet is our lungs and the more macro of our planet. That's the balance to us. That's what gives us the ability to sustain life. But it's raw fruits and vegetables, herbs, spices. There's a whole list of different ones, and that's the thing is there's different trace minerals and there's different supplements you can take. Although I don't ever recommend supplements because supplements is basically just the minerals. That's all they are. Instead of having the minerals mixed with the water and the energy, you're just getting the minerals. Not saying supplements can't be beneficial, but this is where I was saying frequency resonance, things that work in harmony with our body. We eat those plants throughout our digestive tract. They ferment. Our stomach acid ferments with these cells, these minerals and these waters and these energies, and it creates bacteria. And this bacteria is what gives us the ability to create antibodies to protect ourselves for when we do get something in our digestive system within our food or in our respiratory system within our breathing or into our skin when something absorbs into our skin or we get a cut and it gets an infection. This is where prebiotics and probiotics, these are the repairers. But this is the bacteria that builds into that newly developed immune system that's in your gut. And then it's about breathing exercises, just deep breaths. I mean, if I want to bring in meditation, that's definitely a tool because the mind is a powerful thing. It's, as you heard, the placebo effect. That's every cell in our body has a consciousness to it, but most aren't conscious to it. We get tied up in all this day-to-day shit and shut the TVs off. It's stop listening to this junk modern day music. It's toxic. It's everything is fear based, and especially in this state of this day and age with the whole fucking coronavirus. I'm not even going to get into the manipulation behind that one. There's a lot to it. But let me stay on topic. Cancer. Once you go through the detoxification process and you go with the rebuilding process, eat good alkaline fruits. Those are very vital within the repairing and the energy level as far as providing energy for your body. Expose yourself to the sun. And if you can't get to the sun, you still get it from supplements, but it's not the same. The body only uses a portion of what you take in supplements. Unlike if you get raw vitamin D, if you're out in the sun soaking that in. And it's cool. I got my little beaming sun back here, my lights. But vitamin D is an essential And that's the thing. Most people think it's a vitamin. It's a mineral. No, it's an energy. It's more of an enzyme. Because that's what we need the energy for, is the creation of enzymes. But through time of doing this, being conscious over your mind, keeping good hydrogen, good oxygen, good energy, and good minerals coming into your vessel, your temple, that it repairs itself. And you can even be conscious and literal with your body. Talk to yourselves if you have an issue in a certain area. Be conscious over it. Tell it you understand what mitochondria is, and it's on its way. You understand what exosome cells are, and they're on their way. And those prebiotics and probiotics, they're on their way. And if you want to get into the pancreas's creation with the proteolytic enzymes, they're on their way. These are all elements that work for you. It's we're just not being taught. Like, this is why I stay out of the mainstream hospitals as much as I can, because none of their shit makes sense. It's all ass backwards. You get toxified organs like your gallbladder, your tonsils, your appendix. I mean, they teach to cut them out. Like, they're not there for a reason. They don't address the root causes, the toxicities. That's because that's in the foods that they're fucking pumping mainstream. It's in the pharmaceuticals. It's in our water. It's in our air. It's in our food product packaging. It's in our products. I mean, from deodorant to shampoos to your tomato sauce, pesticides sprayed on your fruits and vegetables. And that's another one. I'm glad I just thought of that. When you buy your raw fruits and vegetables, the ones that you're going to consume, peel and all, your apples and your grapes and your blueberries, blackberries, clean your sink out, fill it with hot water, not scalding hot, but a lukewarm water, a few little splashes of white vinegar in it. Soak your fruits and vegetables in it, because that'll take off. The warmer the water will take off the waxes off of the apples, off the pears, because they put wax on them because they last longer. So a lot of times when you're eating an apple, you're eating the wax that they sprayed on the apples. But the pesticides, that's what the white vinegar is for, because it strips it off of it. It takes off what's on the surface. And then give it a good 15, 20 minutes. Go in there and rub them all down, rinse them off, new water. And it sucks because if you ain't got a water on your fucking water filter, you're still washing it in fluoride. But that's the point in this detoxification process, because your body's designed to deal with a certain amount of natural exposures, because there's fluoride in natural areas around this world, just in the environment. So it's like, but point being, wash the pesticides off your fruits and vegetables. And this is why I was saying I don't do the hospitals. That's what I was saying. But that's irrelevant. I mean, the shit they do is illogical. Cutting the organs out. It's like taking your air filter out of your house because it's dirty and not replacing it. There's no defense. You don't just cycle dust through your fucking house. This is what they're indoctrinating our industry to, the establishments to, our kids to, that turn into RNs and MDs that blindly follow an indoctrination to synthetic chemicals, masking biological malfunctions with synthetic chemicals. It's the hospital don't check for your deficiencies. You don't come in, feeling a certain way, lightheaded. They don't take a little prick of your blood and check for deficiencies. Oh, you're magnesium deficient. Go home, get an ounce of dark chocolate, and eat it over the next 2 day span, and you'll be fine by day 3. They don't teach us simplistics of that. It's nope. Oh, lightheadedness. Yeah, we'll try this synthetic chemical is what my book says. We're going to try you on this pharmaceutical for, next 30 days. Call if you don't feel right in the next few days. But if you feel fine, you feel better, then come back in 30 days. Money, 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 money. That's all they're fucking about. Because when they fucking prescribe pharmaceuticals or when doctors do surgeries or when they do chemotherapies and radiations, what they don't tell you, they get incentives. They get bonuses. Same with the vaccinations. They get incentives. They get bonuses when they meet a quota. That's the unspoken bullshit that is going on. That is the way that shit works. So that's my point. They don't check for deficiencies. They don't tell you you're overcitic, aside from saying you're dehydrated. We'll give you this IV pick bag, this IV pick line. It costs us about $2 to make, but it's a little salt water, a little plastic. We'll charge you 500 though, 500 plus. They don't tell you go home, eat a fucking orange, eat a fucking lemon or a lime, take a salt bath. They don't tell you this. Eat some watermelon. Why don't they tell us this? Because that's going to hydrate us more efficiently. So it's restoring the body's balancement of homeostasis. That's where it's at in the creation of mitochondria. It's having the oxygen and the energy to make a productive cell. And once a productive cell, this is what cancer is now. Cancer is basically our body in an imbalanced state. So what happens is it doesn't have the hydrogen in the blood for red blood cells to do their job. So what happens? The environment becomes acidic. When it's in an acidic state, instead of the red cells bouncing off each other and repelling oxygen and minerals and shit back and around all throughout, what happens? They stack on top of each other like a stack of coins. This is called the Roy-X effect. Okay, and this prevents the cells from taking out dead cells. So what happens? We get these toxins lodged around, and that's white cells are negatively charged. The protons in the environment of the acidic the acidic environment, it basically creates a force field, a camouflage over dead cells, so the white cells can't get to it. So all the time, if a negative and a negative will never hold together, it will always repel. So this is why cancer grows, because what it is there's a dead cell, there's a toxin that lodges somewhere, right? And coated with the proton-rich environment, the acidic environment, white cell can't get to it, so that toxin is going to kill off the cells that it's touching around it. Still coated with the acid environment, doesn't allow for these dead cells to be taken out. The red cells ain't doing their job. So what happens? The live cells that are now touching the dead cells will die off. And this is cancer growing. Because look this shit up. Every time they cut out cancer, it is white, right? Okay. Now you take a fruit or you take a vegetable and you cut that fruit or vegetable in half and you expose the inside to oxygen, the outside environment, and let it set for 2-3 days. I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's going to grow white fungus. That white fungus is dead cellular structure taking over live cellular structure, creating the dead cellular structure. This is fungus growing because of the environment. This is what cancer is. The body will correct itself if it's provided the right conditions. It's If anybody's got any particular questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm sure this video will be on YouTube, and I'll probably post it on Facebook. But if you got any questions, ask, because I'm telling you, I've seen it firsthand. My buddy Mike, pancreatic cancer, and it healed him up within 6 weeks. It's, the body is a brilliant machine if it's provided the right things. This is where knowledge is key, health is foundation, belief is success, and wisdom is power. This is be knowledgeable, be looking, be receptive, have your attention. This knowledge is key. Then health is foundation. Seeking knowledge about how your physical health is the foundation of your body. That's nutritional properties. That's what I just explained. This is how your health is your physical foundation. And then belief is success. That's the mind side of it. So it's basically knowledge is key, consciousness, seeking knowledge over your body, health is foundation, and your mind, belief is success. Because your mind runs it all. It's your reality. It's creation of biochemicals from induced by thoughts. It's the ideology of saying prayer. It's taking something internal and manifesting it into reality. I mean, prayers, grace, saying blessings, Indian chants, Native American chants, Eastern Indian mantras, witches with hexes and cursings. This is all a form of this. The placebo effect, where the brain, the mind tells the body it's taking something and it's going to fix the problem. All the while, it's your brain telling your cells this, and your cells correct themselves. This is the placebo effect. This is what it is. Okay, knowledge is key, health is foundation, belief is success. That's consciousness over your mind and your body, and through experiences and applications of the knowledge you have seeked and obtained through experiences, this will create a wisdom, and wisdom is your power. Because when that wisdom is your power, you manifest the reality you seek. This is, I've lived by it now for a decade. I'm telling you, it works if you work it. This is where knowledge is key, your health is your foundation, your belief is your success, and your wisdom is your power. Don't underestimate your true God-given abilities. I hope everybody create blessed days for themselves, and I love you guys. One love.